Hello, everybody. Great to see you. Hello, hello, all of you. If you can only hear us, please write something on the chat. Hello, and say where you are from. Hello to Gosia. Hello to Anya.
Hi, Martin.
And we've got hello, Warsaw, Poland, fantastic, and Romania and Ukraine. Oh, grand. So, without much further ado, I will ask you to pay attention at the beginning because, I mean, not only at the beginning, always, all the time, but I would like to share with you some juicy information from the world of IATEFL Poland. And as you probably know, you are here, so you must know that you are here thanks to IATEFL Poland, because we, with our motto, Teachers for Teachers, try to provide the services for the teachers in Poland, for teachers in Poland, and also for teachers around the world. So let me present you the great information that this year we are celebrating the 30th anniversary of IATEFL Poland, and thanks for being with us. I would like to also tell you that we have prepared a lot of events this time. You probably know that now you're going to listen and see the presentation on Wakelet from scratch, and that was to be presented by Małgosia Bushman, but you know the crazy world of the internet, and unfortunately Gosia is offline. Can you imagine to be offline in the 21st century, in COVID time, in pandemic time? That's unthinkable, but that happened. And today we've got fantastic Ania Orłowska with us, who also tell about Wakelet. Who's next? Next person to do the webinar for IATEFL Poland is Hugh Della, and he will talk about memorization in class. Everybody thought that he's doing only lexical approach, but lo and behold, here we've got memorization in class. Or maybe this is somehow lexical approach in in disguise, you know. I'm sure that you know that this year we are going to hold the 30th annual International IATEFL Poland conference, and as it's always happening, it is in September, and this year's motto is the human dimension, because this is something that we need to rebuild in our teaching, and probably you will get a lot of insight, a lot of inspiration from our conference. So please join us. You can go to iatefl.org.pl/conference and just register either as a speaker or as a participant. We would like to also remind you that IATEFL Poland is organizing for the sixth time public speaking contest, and I'm so happy that Ania Orłowska is here today, because I share with Ania a lot of warm feelings and happy moments because of the public speaking, because of debating, and I simply cannot wait, because soon there will be a great event in a debating world. It's going to be in Bydgoszcz, and I just
Online.
Online, and I just can't wait to be there with Anna and with probably around 100 of other participants, debating teams. So that's something to remember. Remember to go to iatefl.org.pl to take a look at the local eliminations for the public speaking contest. And if you have any trouble finding a near to you spot where the eliminations are organized, please contact us and we are going to help you on the spot. Guys, I think I have said enough. I don't want to take your time anymore. And today, Gosia will present, our vice president will present you great speaker and an interesting tool. So Gosia, over to you.
Thank you, Marcin, for this lovely introduction. As Marcin mentioned, some technical issues. We learned an hour and a half before the event that Małgosia cannot be here with us today. So I would like to say a big thank you to Ania Orłowska. Thank you so much for agreeing to substitute at the very last moment, really. Ania is an experienced teacher and a teacher trainer. Some of you may know her as a speaker from our IATEFL conferences or from some local workshops as well. As Marcin mentioned, Ania is into Oxford style debates, public speaking, but many other areas, in fact, literature in ELT classes, etc. And also ICT. A lot of great uses of ICT in the classroom that I could experience, and also Ania shares that with other teachers. That's why she agreed to be here with us and tell us about Wakelet, which she uses in her practice as well. So I guess, Ania, if you want to add something else, please do so. And the Wakelet is the topic for us today. So once again, Ania, thank you for substituting today. And I would like all of us to be understanding because the situation is not easy and comfortable for Ania. She is always really prepared. She works hard before the trainings, and this time it was really at the very last moment. But I hope we will all benefit from this meeting. And in the chat box, I will also add a file with a short article on Wakelet as something extra that you can use as well. So Aniu, over to you then.
Thank you, Małgosia. Hope I'm being heard well, because I can see I'm being seen. I can see your entries in the chat saying hellos from everywhere. So good to see you. I'm gonna improvise mostly, and silver lining in the situation is that Marcin mentioned that the next IATEFL webinar is going to be by Hugh Della, so I feel like privileged and honored to be Hugh Della's support, which I'm gonna put down in my CV, I guess. Without further ado, now that you know that I'm gonna like perform from scratch as well when it comes to Wakelet, let me show you what I've got for you. I will try to make it as interactive as possible. So can you please use the chat? I want the chat hot and running. If you have heard about Wakelet before, have maybe had a go at it, how much experience you are with that. I'm hoping for answers like I don't know it, because that will give me space to do my job. However, this is a question that's standing. Anybody who would be willing to join the chat and write anything. Anybody ever invited to Wakelet collection? You don't know it. Lovely. Great and free. That's exactly my assumption, that most of you will be writing either that you don't know it, you just heard it, never saw it, or that you heard about it when you were looking for a free substitute to Padlet once you've run out of free space on Padlet. Would that be correct? I think so. I think for many people, yeah. This is that was exactly my way of like befriending in a way and getting familiar with Wakelet. Is that I was looking for a service that would be some kind of virtual sticky notes board when I could put stuff, pin stuff that I want to remember, that I might want to group things, I might want to share a link to a whole collection of things. As and Małgosia mentioned, I also do some training, so I wanted Padlet badly, but wasn't that willing to pay for it. So here we go. This is Wakelet, exactly. This is some kind of service that is like Padlet in some ways. In some ways, it's much more. In some ways, it is different. I would say that this is a perfect space. If you ask me, what is it for? It's a perfect space for saving, organizing, presenting different multimedia content connected with whatever you do professionally, as well as your private things, such as, I don't know, holiday snap collections, right? To try it, to see how it works, I would really like you and encourage you to follow my steps, follow in my footsteps, and step by step start with establishing an account with Wakelet. Okay, so if you could, lovely. Martin was kind enough to share the link to the thing. I'm gonna show it to you in a sec and lead the path. Okay, hope you can see my screen. Okay, lovely. Okay, so this is it. Just let me make sure. I need to open my chat so that I've got a full grasp of, yeah, what's going on. So I'm gonna just have a look at it from time to time. Lovely. So as you can see, we've got here wakelet.com, and this is where you either sign up or log in. I would like you to sign up unless you already have an account. I'll try to establish a different account alongside with you so that you are being guided step by step on how to get an account. As you can see, my screen might be, maybe let me do it this way. Maybe it's gonna, I don't know how I can move it, just a sec. I'm not that familiar with Zoom. Okay, so as you can see, to get started with Wakelet, you have to either sign up with an email or use the already existing thing. So I might want to, let's say, continue with Microsoft, okay? And you please do whatever is your thing. I'm going to use my work email so that I show you like as if an empty Wakelet. As you can see, I work for Gdańsk. Okay. Oh, I can't do that with this. Sorry, but I hope you are doing much better. I might want to return, to choose a different private account, and it should go. Yeah. Okay, let's see if this works. No, it doesn't. It just logged me onto my, just a sec, onto my office, and I don't want that. So let's come back to Wakelet. And so I'll just wait for you to sign up, following the instructions, like establishing a password, etc. I hope this is like easy thing to do. And I'm going to log into my already existing one. Okay. I think it will work much better. Let me just have a look at the chat. Okay, you're in. Lovely. I'm waiting for some other people to be in. So I'm going to log in with my Google account. There you go. Oh, okay, lovely. This is it. Okay. Are you with me? Can I have a look at the chat? Can you confirm that everybody is here with your new Wakelet thing? Yes, some people, okay. Some people have signed up, the rest, okay. I'm gonna go slow so that everybody has time to like do the login for themselves. Okay, you can see my Wakelet thing. I use it. I started using that quite recently, I must say. It's not like a long-standing and overwhelming collection. However, I find it really useful. And I'm going to give you a walkthrough of what you can find it. So the first thing that you have to know about Wakelet is that this is basically a tool for producing collections, okay? And then either keeping your content there, multimedia, whatever, you shall see in a sec, or this is the place where you can invite others to collaborate with you, to create and share content, either live or later on through a link or a barcode that you share. As you can see here, for example, I've got a collection which I used for one of the IATEFL Poland Gdańsk region sessions that I conducted, which was on using literature and full books, books in original in English. This is a collection entitled To Book or Not to Book. And just to give you a very, very, very quick glimpse of what a collection is, have a look. This is a space where you organize your multimedia content, whatever this is. So you might give it a picture that will be background. You give it a title, you might give it a subtitle, as I did. And then you add different links as if, or materials. You upload it to create a collection that you can share, that you can edit, that you can like, you can follow people, okay? It's gonna get more real when we have our own collection, which I hope is likely to happen and be successful once everybody has created their account and it's like pretty much there, okay? So I'm gonna come back to either I can do it here through home or simply clicking on the Wakelet thing. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you from scratch, how do you create a collection? And I would really encourage you to produce your own collection, whatever it is, alongside, okay? So what we do is we create a new collection, as simple as that. And as you can see, what we've got is we've got very, let's say, crude space where we can add a cover image, where we enter a title, when you write a description if we want to, and then we add content. So just to show you the typical things, I'm going to start with choosing an image from library, okay? And for example, I'm going to use the word sunset to look for a nice sunset view. As I'm located by the sea, I'm going to go for this one. Choose it, okay, and then I'm gonna write a question that I would like you to answer as a part of interactive, let's say, element of this webinar of ours. And the question will be very challenging, even daunting. How was your day? Okay, and then I'm gonna beg you to write something. Please do. Okay, that's it. Please do produce whatever you want. And I'm going to show you, you can produce a collection of your favorite pics or whatever you need, any material for classes, etc. In a sec, I'm going to invite you to join in the collection and start answering my question. How do I do that? As you can see, we've got here the following, let's say, bars, tabs, whatever this is. We've got settings. And when we've got settings, we can decide whether we want our collection that is now empty, but that's not a problem yet, to be open to collaboration. So when I ask you to be the contributors here, can you just view or can you edit items? So I'm gonna allow you to edit things. I could also here delete the collection, which I don't want, obviously. Okay. Now that you have done it, that I have done it, I'm gonna invite you. Okay. Have a look where I am. That was it. It's invite. It's also possible to do from another level, but let us do it this way. Have a look what I've got. I've got invite contributors and I've got manage contributors. And I can do it in many different ways. I have a link already generated that I will in a sec copy to our chat so that you can join this collection and answer my question, how was your day? Or I could ask you to join through code. I'm gonna copy the link. I could also introduce, if I wanted to be more, let's say, limited or restricted as to users and contributors, I could type in the links and allow those people to either contributors or even administrators of this particular collections. So I have already copied the link, remember? I'm gonna, one more thing. Here, you can also decide about this collection, either being private, so only the people that I as if allowed to join the collection will have access to it, or public. So everyone who wants to look for some material, maybe for Sunset, or maybe will Google in Wakelet the question, how was your day, might find it. So I'm not afraid of sharing that with the world. And I click done. Okay. So now I'm back in chat to share the link with you. If I can, just a sec. Okay, lovely. I think I can. Okay. Now, you've got the link. Can you please use the link and possibly write something, share what your day was like. I'm gonna refresh. I haven't added any items, so I'm gonna edit my. I'm gonna write here. You shall see. Once you are there, I'm gonna show you, for starters, just where you add text. Okay, this is here. Okay, I see Olivia writing already. Brilliant. Okay, so I don't want web address. I want a text. And I write, for example, what can I write? Not bad. Thank you. Look, I don't want thank you, but I want to thank you. There you go. Okay, so just to show you once again, you add content once you've entered this collection, and I can see, have a look, I can see so many people here already, that through this little plus on the side, you choose what type of content to add. We are starting with just text, okay? I'm gonna go through the different possibilities once you see from the inside how Wakelet looks and how it works when it comes to sharing stuff. Okay, I can see some people who decided to go. I'm not gonna wait for everybody because some people may be just Wakelet shy yet. You never know, but this is gonna change, believe me. Okay. Okay, that was it. Let's see. See, I've got so many people. Pretty busy, Tatiana. Brilliant. I see that one more time. I'm going to show it one more time. Have a look. Plus, then you choose this add text. Monica, lovely, start writing something, pretty busy. And you just write and then you post it. Like this. And you just hit done and it's there. Yeah. Okay. Okay, lovely. And Gosha is writing something. Okay, so now that you see how it works, let's go through the possibilities of content. Okay, if you could see, I invited you, hectic, Olena. Okay, hopefully you can get some rest later on, soon. Okay, have a look what the possibilities are when it comes to collection, the content that you can upload or share through a collection. So starting with the very basics, as you can see, we can share a web address, whatever this is. It might be Google Drive, it might be OneNote, could be anything and everything that's gonna just show right here as an you can try, okay, while I'm talking you can like try to paste, for example, an interesting link to a page that has been a revelation for you recently, that you found interesting, that you found useful and you would like to share. Please do. I can show you, I don't know, what can I do? Okay, I can show you my blog and recommend it. This is it. So if you're interested in reading some pieces of mine, feel free to do so. I'm going to paste it here and you shall see what a link looks like. Have a look. You sometimes need to refresh it, right? Okay, so coming back, so we can add a link, we can add text, and as you could see that, we can also edit that. There are different options, and you can also add links here. I don't want anything. So coming back, we can add images, and obviously images we can upload from our computer or our device, whatever this is, not necessarily a device, a computer, or you can choose from library. You could have a glimpse at the library already. As you can see, there are some suggestions, but you can also use the search engine. So if you need, for example, I don't know, a banana, let's say, I don't know if this is like a rich, yeah, there are some bananas, don't look that promising though. Yeah, we've got one. I can add a banana. Okay, I can see some people sharing, lovely, the links. Okay. Viesna, can you try sharing a link rather than writing something or a picture? Okay, you've got it here, plus, and then the picture, and then you add an image, either from your computer or from your device or from library. You can also add links or materials that you already bookmarked for future use from Wakelet. You can add a PDF, as you can see. I'm not going to do that, but you can. And you can use and add content from different apps. So for example, you can log in and add your tweet or tweet that you liked. You can add a YouTube video straight from the link. You can use and link and share some Google Drive content or OneDrive content. You could also do that through direct link as well. That wasn't the problem. Okay. Let me show you one thing, because I don't think you need to see, for example, what linking YouTube looks like. However, maybe it's gonna might be useful. Have a look. We search YouTube, and for example, I might search IATEFL Poland, obviously. See what I've got. And yeah, I'm gonna have this one, teaching English to adult learners, or maybe this one is a bit shorter. And I'm gonna add this YouTube video straight on with Daniel Starski and producing some, I guess, really valuable content. So I already made 2 recommendations inadvertently, to be honest, but this must have been fate behind it. Okay, I can see somebody admitted to be admitted. Okay, and there is one thing. So just to round it up, we can add links, text, pictures, bookmarks, PDFs, documents from Google Drive, films from YouTube, or you can also record yourself. And this is an option that I find really useful when you want, for example, your collections to be either ready lessons with instructions for your students recorded for them to be seen, to be heard, or you ask students to upload their videos as a response to, I don't know, a topic, a problem that you wanted them to discuss, to provide a response for, to produce a 1-minute speech on, maybe, I don't know, up to you. Let me show you how that works. Some of you might recognize that this icon next to the video term, the name video, is one of Flipgrid, so one of Microsoft apps to produce, to record and to comment on other people's videos, short videos. There is a limit that this video cannot be longer than 10 minutes, which I think is pretty understandable. Okay, let me switch that on. Hopefully it will work. It won't be too much for my net. Okay, have a look. I'm gonna continue as Anna Orłowska. I've already logged in. Yes, I'm gonna allow Wakelet to use my okay, I'm gonna retry the camera. Oh, there is something. Okay, I blocked that. Let me see. Okay, done. I guess this is something connected with the fact that I'm using Zoom, to be honest, but you can believe me, or I'm gonna try a different browser maybe in a sec, that you can record a short, sweet film to produce for your students, or your students can join in and share those. Okay, let me try again. Okay, maybe I'm gonna locate this time this, and there's something in the chat. Just a sec. Okay, no, never mind, Lala, it's okay. Let me just try again with this sharing thing. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna find out if I can one more time. Where do I have that? I can't see that. Oh, I can't find it. I can't really find it when it comes to Flipgrid. If you are willing to bear with me, I'm gonna try it one last time, okay? To see if I would have that prepared if it wasn't for the short notice that I got. Okay, no, that's not this one. Let me just look for it. Flipgrid Chrome. I don't want Flipgrid Com. I just want Flipgrid. Oh, geez. I don't want this one. Just no. Okay, I'm gonna give up on this one. It might be too time consuming, I guess. Okay, once more the link. Okay, there you go. No, not this one. The link to the Wakelet. Okay, Flipgrid thing. Thank you. Okay, I can't see some things. Just a sec. Let's see if I allow it here, it might work with the other one. I don't know, to be honest. Let me just get that. Okay, let's see. And then one last attempt at this one. Okay. So I guess I need to do it this way, that I log in here to Wakelet, and maybe it will work this time. The beauty of Wakelet is that you can have this content wherever you go, whichever browser you use. So as you can see, I'm going to sign up here with Google and hopefully have exactly the same thing that I just had with, what was it? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to join this "How was your day" thing and edit it. And let's see if this way, this Flipgrid works or still refuses. Just checking, Monica, lovely that you did some checking. Okay, and then that's the very last time I'm trying to do that, definitely. Okay, allow. Okay, and then, sorry, I think this is something to do with the fact that I'm like using a different camera right now. Okay, so you have to believe me then that I could record a very short video and post it here. So you can imagine that this collection looks like this is a question for your students to tackle, to try to, for example, produce a short speech on, and then they post their responses, their oral responses, their recorded responses as a short film that is possible for you to watch, but also for the rest of the class to watch, maybe comment as well. Okay, so this was our collection that we've just created. How was your day? Let me just have a look if anybody added some more stuff except for my banana. Not really, not many pictures, but you'll get familiar with it. You'll get the hang of it. Before we leave the collection, however, I'm going to show you what you can do like inside the collection. So inside the collection, as we could see, you could add different content, and you can also change the layout of the collection. What you see now for this collection is media views. So something that looks more or less like a newspaper or some kind of, I don't know, news bulletin feed, a wall. I can also change it into the compact view, as you can see, so a bit different. I can change the layout onto, for example, grid view, which will be more like the Padlet you are familiar with. Have a look. These are the different links that we've got. Okay. And there is also this option, easy reorder mode. So you can like drag and drop the layout. So this is what I've done using the edit collection button. And just to wrap it up, when it comes to collection, we create the collection, we establish the settings. So whether we allow the collection to be shared so that others might copy the whole collection, whether we want others to collaborate to create such a collection of content, whether we want to delete the collection. We invite people. We can invite people through link or code or username and email. And we can also manage contributors, like what can they do? Can they be the admin for this particular collection, or just contributors, or maybe just view that, okay? I can see somebody waiting in the room, so I'm going to admit them. And then if you can remember, we can establish whether this collection is public, so people can do the search and through keywords find it and have a look at it, or maybe even edit, but they will have to have the link, or private.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I have an impression that your screen is frozen for us.
Okay, let me try share again.
Okay.
One more time. Okay. Maybe there was something wrong. It's not a very, how about this one? Does it work?
Could you move it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think now it's okay. Thank you.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. I was sure that I was sharing. So it's not a very lucky day for the net. Today, I could see some other people also mentioning, yeah. Okay, lovely. So just to remind you, we've got the settings that I just went through here. So whether you share the collection, you ask others to collaborate, you delete the collection if you need to, you invite others here through link or through email or barcode or a code simply, and then you make it public or private or unlisted so that people with the link can see the collection. And once you've done everything, you just press done, and there it is, the collection. Okay, and then there is something, okay, oh, lovely. And now have a look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come back to home, okay, where you can see my collections, and I'm gonna talk about something which I find really useful, and I just started using and creating. This is called Wakelet Spaces. It's a recent addition to the program, to the platform, both the web version and the application, because I don't know if you have noticed, you can obviously have not only the Wakelet browser extension, but also different apps for be it iPhone or Android. And as you can see, we've got the collections, but you can also have spaces which allow you to somehow organize the content once you which is very useful, especially once you, for example, decide to use Wakelet for sharing collections of your private photos or something that you would like to group accordingly. I created 2 collections already. 2 spaces, sorry, because within spaces you can also have collections, lessons, and here I've got IB. So when you have a look at this thing, we've got a collection. I click on it, okay, and I've got here lesson ideas, and I've got a collection on Oxford debates, and I've got 1 piece of content with 3 items in the collection which I called IB for my IB classes. How do I create such a Wakelet space? Once you create a lot of collection of yours, you can group them accordingly. So you push this create or join space button, and you create your space whatever you need. So it could be, for example, holiday snaps, all right? And you add an image. You can, for example, have a holiday thing, whatever this is. You want this, you want the textures, okay? I'm done. Okay, and I create this space, the new one, okay? And have a look. We've got here the same, more or less the same view as you are hopefully used to, or at least to some extent, when it comes to creating new collections. So you can create a new collection within the space, which lets you organize stuff. You can have bookmarks, and you can have members, and you obviously have settings as usual, where you can delete the space that you, for example, created by mistake, or you don't want it anymore, or you can edit the name, etc. Okay, when you go into members, this is important. You can see who's behind the collection. I'm the owner here, and I can again invite members. So let's imagine that we are working together during a workshop, which is devoted to, I don't know, teaching grammar tenses to primary school students or A2 students. And I would like to invite you to create a space full of collections devoted to individual members or individual topics. And again, as you could see, I went into members, I chose invite members, and here you might invite, for example, your students or colleagues or whoever you please, might be friends, members of family, to join this space to create this collection, their own collection, and also to enjoy the collections of others. And as you could have guessed already, it's either through a link that you copy, or you copy a code, or you enter, choose or enter user names or emails from the people who already have an account with Wakelet. Okay, so I'm gonna copy that link for you for our chart, and you can see that you can create a collection. Just a sec. A collection like that. Okay, and you can enter here, and for example, if you feel like sharing, you can share your holiday snaps or lesson ideas or whatever this is. So this is the beauty of Wakelet, that it allows you for not only creating collections of very different multimedia content, but also sharing and organizing that and working collaboratively on this content during class. Okay, so far so good. Any questions on the way? Anybody that would like to see something again or anything to come back to? Okay, I'm gonna give you some time. Okay, if there are no questions, let me show you what else we've got here and what's the main view. So if I want to return to home for Wakelet, I either click Wakelet again, or I come back to home, this vision, this particular place. And once I am here, I can show you something that I really like about Wakelet, because Wakelet is all about collaboration and all about sharing, organizing, but also showcasing your work. So whenever you feel like it, like you need some more feed, some more information on Wakelet, some more instructions on how to use Wakelet in class, we're going to have some more ideas later on. You might use any of the films, any of the collections, just I'm going to admit to one person here, that are presented, published under the showcase button. So if you go here, you shall see that this is a showcase of as if cream of the cream and top 10 or top 20 Wakelet collections, usually for education. So for example, you might, let me just choose one of the very random things, using Wakelet in our school, somebody sharing their collection of ideas on how, what is Wakelet, what should I be using that? And as you can see, I can like it, right? I can see who's like that. I can also have a look, see the content that is there and like it, for example. These are tweets. This is text. There is a PDF. There is a short how-to guide on a Wakelet blog. So as you can see, plenty of different content, okay? I can't edit that here, right? But I can, for example, share this collection further on. what I can do is I can save it to bookmarks, which I will do for you. I could also report it if the content was inappropriate. Okay. So this is it. Somebody allowed for this collection to be shared. If I wanted to come back, just to remind you, I can also follow this person, Robin Thompson, so that I'm notified when there is new content from this particular person. And then we come back to Wakelet main board. So we have this showcase, just to show you once again. We've got home and we've got showcase, and here we've got as if recommended collections connected with education, distance learning, anything and everything. And what to do, you might ask me, not to get lost in this huge, overwhelming sea of multimedia content. Here, what comes to your rescue is the search option, because you can search either your own collections. Here, mind you, it's not the same. This is the Wakelet, the whole thing, and this is your collections. So you can search by term. So let's say we still want to do this grammar tenses. There you go. So have a look what kind of options I've got. I can see collections, and I can see people who created these collections. I can explore them, or I can also look for people, particular people, if this applied. So actually the people would be the names that you established for yourselves, right? If you, for example, wanted to have as if a channel, Wakelet channel producing content relating to grammar, this is what will happen. You've got, for example, users grammar time that you, again, for example, can enter and can enter this particular collection. So let's do it, and I can show you. So this is it. I can follow this person and their content. Okay. So this is what happens here. This is my profile again. Let me just have a look at the things that I wanted to show you, and ask you again about possible questions, if there are any. If not, can you please, if there are no questions, can you please tell me what you think might be, now that you could have a look from outside and from inside at this particular platform, how else, except for the 2 or 3 things that I recommended, you could use Wakelet for professionally? Because you can see already that it's very easy to use. There is nothing very challenging and difficult when it comes to use. How can we use that? I've mentioned students joining in on a collection to create a collection on a topic that you wanted them to refer to, them to elaborate on. What I've mentioned as well is you producing a ready lesson as if with through the Wakelet Spaces, where you can have collections within a space that is devoted to a particular either subject, or maybe a particular class, group of students that might look for lesson inspirations. Because you could see from my content that there are collections that include films that you can record instructions, for example. So you might imagine that you create a lesson, let's say on climate change, and you link different films, you link PDFs or texts with tasks to be completed individually or in teams. And you can also record your instruction for students to follow. Okay, so having said so many words, do we have somebody who would be willing to share an idea on how to use slightly less intuitive than Padlet? Just the first impression, it is different than Padlet, I should say. However, I've got the feeling that it's more of a tool than a toy. while Padlet looks like, for me, a bit of a toy, like an actual board where you put sticky notes. This is more like a tool with more actions, more possibilities. Do students need to sign up? They don't. However, it would be recommended because it leaves a trace, and it's if you have, like, let's say, more mature, older, advanced classes, and you're not afraid of them doing silly things, fine with work with a link. But what I would recommend is just signing up, which is very easy. Somebody mentioned to collaborate with colleagues. Exactly. This is a perfect working place. Yeah. Working on project, exactly, or showcasing project. Imagine that the project for the team of students was to prepare, I don't know, posters, PowerPoint presentations, films. You can pin it here. And it's definitely, it's free, it's definitely worth using. I mean, you might also want to use it for sharing content, for example, when you produce a lesson or a training, just like I did. I think I need to switch on the light. I'm not sure, it just got dark. So waiting for your ideas, just a sec. I think it's gonna get better now, at least. Okay, you've got some ideas. Let me have a look. Do students need to be signed up for them to record themselves? Yeah, for recording themselves. This is what I didn't answer in full, because there were some other entries on the chat that I wanted to refer to and couldn't see the thing. Yes, you have to. Here for recording, you definitely have to be signed up. As you could see, I wanted to do it for you and have a little bit of like a fireworks and special effects, but I couldn't because of the fact that possibly it's because of the Zoom, like totally taking over my camera. That's my guess for now, and I would like to. Okay, lovely. Now, if you are looking for more ideas, because I can see that you have some, and you have some, let's say, initial intuitive guesses on how this could be used, my strong recommendation would be going through this showcase thing. Another thing that I could recommend for you would be joining any of the Facebook groups for Wakelet users. We've got lots of communities that are very active, that produce a lot of webinars and share a lot of content and tips and tricks to be used with Wakelet in the classroom. So let me show that to you. There will be two last things. This is my Flipgrid. I'm gonna log into Facebook now to show you. If you look for it, I can see myself, double trouble, inside the Facebook feed. So if you start writing Wakelet in your Facebook, you shall see that, for example, there is this very active group, Wakelet Polska, or you can have Wakelet educators or Wakelet for educators. And there is plenty of lovely content, webinars and ideas and files on how to use Wakelet. And also people, as you can see, share a lot of collections. For example, here we've got my first collection, 21st Century Skills. So if you're looking for inspiration, if you want to share your content that you create, the collections that you created, that's also a way to go, to resort to Facebook. I can see somebody else setting tasks for students in a flipped classroom. Perfect idea. Flipped classroom, I mean, Wakelet would be excellent for flipped classroom as well, because you can see and like digest the content before the lesson and possibly produce a response. and virtual present for each other at the end of the school year. To be honest, that might be a really nice place to organize the school year ending. Hopefully we will have it live rather than online this year, but you never know this day and age, I'm afraid. Let me just get a sip. Okay, so that was Wakelet when it comes to the Facebook community. And the very last thing that I wanted to show you, if you're into collecting badges and meeting people, talking to them, sharing content, not I didn't want Wakelet, sorry. I wanted Wakelet community. That's what I wanted to write. Wakelet. Okay, I'm tired. Wakelet community. If you Google for Wakelet community, you shall see in a sec. Okay, it's community wakelet.com. That's the address. You can again here have a look what happens. You can join the community to benefit from it. It's a special place for educators and also for people who are simply fond of Wakelet and enjoy learning new things and enjoy sharing. I didn't want to sign up, I wanted to log in because I think I've got the feeling, just a sec, that I am already in the community. Let me check that. I can't remember that, to be honest. I think I am. But there is this, yeah. I can apply to join now and be a member, and then maybe be ambassador and like collect badges and produce more and more collections. So if that gives you a kick, you might go for it. As you can see, I can apply for it and then be given a badge and benefit from events that are especially dedicated to Wakelet community, and there are plenty of them. And there is also obviously newsletter feed connected with that. Okay, so coming back to Wakelet, just to wrap it up, because I think it's time we're finished. It's late and everybody's getting tired. So I hope that the presentation of mine, though not devoid of some slip-ups on the end, on my end, because of the unlucky camera thing, let you get a glimpse into the world of Wakelet, how this works, how to operate it as the end user or as a teacher in a classroom, especially online classroom, as well as ideas on how that could be used in the classroom. So just to remind you, Wakelet is all about sharing and organizing content, collaborating on this content. A very useful thing are spaces, because this allows you to organize your content into private things, professional things. This also allows you to let others like enter a space that you still control, right? So that's a great thing about that. And what I like as a teacher when it comes to Wakelet is the fact that this type of platforms are very intuitive and very easy to master for our students. So they are more than willing to jump on board when I suggest such an activity for them. So together we might produce lovely collections of really varied content. As you can see here, I've got my students' blackout poetry put up. I've got their comic strips that they produced on the basis of based on Lord of the Flies. We've got storyboard that. We've got the fake book on Adrian Mole. So I've got here pretty much everything that I wanted to have under the, let's say, slogan or catchphrase, literature in the classroom. And I can always share it, duplicate it, sorry, invite others. I can edit the view. And if you are teaching lower levels, there is one thing that I really wanted you to know, and I forgot, so I'm happy that I came back to it. This is something that is typical of Microsoft apps. Although Wakelet is not like strictly Microsoft, it is there is close cooperation between the two. So they also take advantage of something which is called Immersive Reader. And if you, for example, imagine a situation that you invite your lower level students to write a sentence or two as a reply to a question, and they will have to at some point know how to say things. This Immersive Reader is an excellent thing, because once you click it, it's gonna read for you the content that you put in this particular entry. As you can see here, we've got text preferences, we've got grammar options. So we can, for example, highlight here, let's say nouns or adjectives, none of them, verbs maybe, yeah. So this is what I can do. And I can also have my reading preferences. I can translate stuff if I want. So I might want to do that. We can be very dyslexic students friendly or dysfunctional students friendly with manipulating the line, focus, and the size of font. But most of all, we can make it read the text for us, which might be helpful for studying the pronunciation. We can choose the speed and we can choose the voice. So I'm going to give you a short sample and I'm done.
Resources for using set books in the ESL classroom.
And this Immersive Reader is something that is typical of all actually all content by Microsoft. So something that you might find useful, hopefully you will. And I guess this is going to be it, unless there are any questions. Our time is up. Hopefully I've been of some help and you could learn something, and it wasn't, and you can forgive me for my improvising at times. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Anya, so much for this trip over some resources and tools. Thank you so much for the instructions, information, and also quite a lot of inspiration, I guess. I think everyone needs to process it and just choose something that will suit his or her teaching context. So please be with us at our other webinars as well. If you are interested in watching the recordings, they are also available at IATEFL Poland YouTube channel. So just have a look at our webpage. And Anya, are you going to be with us in September at the conference? I guess you're mute.
Mute. I've got so many ideas. I don't know if you have as many spots as I've got ideas, Zosia. We have to negotiate.
Okay, but you will be there for sure.
I think so. I hope so.
Okay, great. So I think we all can meet at our online conference in September. Thank you so much for being with us. And until then, or maybe until some other events organized by IATEFL. So thank you all so much. Have a good night.
Have a good
Take
night.
care.
Yeah. Bye.